Hey everybody, welcome back to our second VIP fall event. This is Gramophone Live. Don't know if you guys had a chance last night, but we covered the event from our Timonium showroom. Today we're over in our Columbia, Maryland showroom, and we're doing it all again, and it's going to be great fun all over again. More guests, same great vendors. We're expecting to have a great time. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out on social media, which you'll see posted in the links right down below. So get ready to follow me, guys. We're going to check out some great stuff. We're going to meet some great folks and see some awesome things. Let's go. Well, good evening. We're going to start a little bit back night. You see, last night I learned a very hard lesson, and that is called time and the fact that the sun does in fact go down. So we're going to start outside tonight first and show off the incredible Jeep Grand Wagoneer featuring the McIntosh audio system. The incredible thing about this vehicle is that it must be the finest audio system ever put into a production vehicle from the factory, because it's wearing the McIntosh name. What else would we expect? I think there was 19 speakers in this system, effects and everything. It was fantastic. And we're going to get inside this vehicle for you in just a moment, as soon as one of our customers finishes up. But for now, just take a look. I mean, is that crazy or what? I don't know about you guys, but I think I know what next when it comes to wheels. Tell me down in the comments, what's your dream car and your dream audio system for your car? Right now, for me, it's clearly this one. I don't know what you guys think, but the way they did the front fascia of this vehicle, the large black rims that say Wagoneer, as almost if it were a separate brand, really distinctive. And here's a big shout out. Our friends over at Len Stoler provided this to make this happen. They have been not only an incredible gramophone client, but very good friends of many of us here. And so I really would just like to shout them out and thank them for their support for our event and provide such epic machine for us to be able to showcase in our partnership with McIntosh. What do you think, guys? Is it gorgeous or what? Thank you guys for your patience. We just want to make sure our customer gets the demo that they deserve. So while we just hang on for them, just give us another minute. We don't know if they might be able to hear.
There you are.
There's Bart.
Here I am.
All right, guys. All right, guys, we got Bart again with us tonight. He's going to tell us about the Jeep system again. This is the same Jeep that we covered last night, but for those watching tonight, now's your chance. Led Mac decided to get back into the car audio game, why they partnered up with Jeep, and then, of course, what they actually got here.
Okay.
What do you got for me, Bart?
Well, we partnered up with because both are American-made brands. So
that's good thinking.
We thought that was really, really important. Part of it is there's a lot of people, different generations that
How do you do on gas?
older. Not well. So anyway, there's a lot of people who traditionally bought McIntosh, but a lot of younger folks don't know about the brand. So this was a way for us to reach out to a lot more people and have to become aware of McIntosh. So it's been a really good relationship. One of the things that was important to us is we wanted a system that really matched the capability of the McIntosh audio brand. So it's a 19 speaker system. It's 950 watts. Part of what it does is it has an endless feel to it with lots of bass output and tremendous dialogue clarity. So it's very accurate and very enjoyable.
Awesome, awesome. Do you think we can climb inside and have a little listen, take a little look here?
I think we can.
All right, let's do it. We're going to walk around here, guys. We'll be able to demo in a second. I've got McIntosh meters in a car.
We do, and so it gives you an idea of how hard you drive the system. I would tell you that you can kind of drive this as hard as you want. It's not going to distort. Great.
Now, I'm going to make a scale joke from last night, so second times I apologize in advance, but if I have McIntosh meters in my car and I have a problem when it comes to watching meters as it is with my home McIntosh, you know, like I did Mesmerized, what does this say about the safety and the prognosis of me driving this vehicle?
Well, if that's going to be a problem, you could probably switch off the meters.
But what if I don't want to?
Then I think you should park.
But seriously, you said it was a 19 speaker system?
Correct.
Where we got our speakers located in this car? Because you're kind of going for like an almost like surround enveloping envelope of sound in a vehicle environment, right?
That's right. And what's interesting is they actually developed, we have a surround algorithm developed for it so that it bands the sound and makes the soundstage feel like you're not even inside the cabin.
So do we have some of our primary drivers down in the door with the light up effects?
You do. You also have above your right shoulder. You got one up there. Then you have one in the corners up front, and then a couple in the center also.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, check that out. That's a cool little detail. Just seeing Mac written on your tweeter module right there.
In case you were wondering, so there's a 10 sub system. So
that's what we need.
At least one.
And you know, when I first heard about this vehicle and heard about the partnership, I thought it was fantastic. But I have to confess, at first I thought to myself, really, McIntosh and Jeep. But then this vehicle came to be, and now I've gotten to see it in person. And this looks like it can compete with the absolute best of them in terms of how luxuriously this cabinet's been appointed and how well this system's been integrated.
No, it's one of the things that struck me is I hadn't looked at Jeep for a while, and the fit finish is really befitting a McIntosh type product.
Absolutely.
Total luxury in here. So, yeah, it's worked out very, very well. Really pleased with the relationship.
You got night vision in this?
I believe it's heat vision.
Heat vision.
So, you know, if you're
how much did it cost to license that from DC?
I'm not allowed to tell you that.
That is awesome features, though. So we've got an incredible audio experience, and then both in the driving sense and the entertainment sense, an incredible visual experience in this vehicle.
Absolutely. It's something special.
That is awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us again. And we really appreciate you being here, and we love the partnership we have with you guys. And better yet, much more importantly, the friendship.
Absolutely. We're really happy to be here with Gramophone.
Awesome, man. Well, we thank you too. All right, guys, we're going to hop out of the Jeep here and move on to our next room, if the Jeep counts as a room, that is.
Rock on.
Anyone want to check out the McIntosh Jeep? All right, here we go.
Let's work.
Thank you. They locked me out of my own building. Almost. All right, guys. So the next stop we're going to make is actually Audeze. We went to Audeze second to last night, but we're flipping the script tonight. We're going to their second today. So take a quick look at everything we've got on display here from Audeze. They've got their new carbon electrostat headphone, their MM500 monitor headphone, and the all-new LCD5 as well on some incredible looking electronics. Got to play with some of this stuff myself after the live stream last night. All of it sounded excellent, but gosh, the star of the show had to be the Audeze Carbons on this incredible electrostatic tube-based amplifier. I mean, that was fantastic. It sounded out of this world. We're going to find our friends from Audeze here in just a second, so bear with me. Let's take a quick look around. Where is... Hang on, guys. We got runaway vendors.
Okay.
Where's Audeze? Tell you what, we're going to call an audible. Challenges of doing a live event, and we will come back to Audeze a little bit later, but for now we'll go to our next room. Actually, before we go to our next room, how about a little special guest interview? So, who you're looking at right now is responsible for the fact that Gramophone exists at all. So, please give a big welcome to our CEO, Andrew Davis.
Thanks for having me, Luke. Thanks for being here tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me, quite literally.
Welcome to Gramophone. Looking forward to welcoming over 150 guests tonight at our Columbia location and having a great time with our vendors, welcoming some of our best customers to learn and educate from the industry's best. So thanks for joining us.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. And you probably remember seeing Andrew in a past video where he talked about the benefits of shopping small at local business. Keep in mind, Gramophone is a family-owned local business, homegrown in the greater Baltimore area. What are we on, our 47th year, 46, 47?
That's correct. Been around since 1976, and we employ 100 of the area's finest, passionate folks that are full-time dedicated employees, and they make all this possible, not me. So thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, guys, let's keep going. Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me. All right, we've got another legend here for you guys. We talked to him last night. We're going to talk to him again tonight because you just can't get enough. We've got Woody from McIntosh, who's now working with Pro-Ject turntables, primarily representing Pro-Ject now, I believe, correct?
Yes, I worked with Mac for the past 8 years, as well as Sonus, Faber, and Rotel, and the other brands, but I've moved over to be the national sales manager.
Awesome, man. Well, you're repping an amazing product, and I believe the best-selling turntable that we carry.
Oh, I'm sure it is. They offer such a high value. I mean, that's the real thing, is that a lot of people, when they first get back into vinyl, they might not want to spend thousands of dollars on the turntable, but they still need something that won't damage their records. It'll sound good. It'll give them a taste of what they miss about vinyl. You know, or if they get a very inexpensive turntable that's not well made, it's probably not going to give them the kind of enthusiasm for music they were expecting. You know, that kind of passion where you're like, oh, it's fun putting on a record, you know? So we make very affordable turntables that still give you that audiophile performance without breaking the bank. And then as you want to upgrade, we certainly have models that give up from there.
Speaking of turntables, we've got a similar but somewhat different stack tonight. Tell me about what we got.
Well, yeah, it's very similar. This is the A11. Oh, it's the A14. It's the A4, the CD14.
Mark II, I believe.
Yep. 14. Yeah, these are Rotel pieces. This is a CD player matching integrated amp. And they're, again, very high value products. One of the nice things that we like about Rotel is I think every Rotel product has a phono stage built in. all their preamps,
Just about, yeah.
all their integrated amplifiers. So they're very vinyl friendly. So it's a good match with our brand because this stuff's very affordable. Our stuff's very affordable. So we like pairing.
We got a nice little contrast going on tonight too. We had black colored Rotel last night with walnut turntable.
Yes, yeah.
Now we have glossy black turntable with bright silver colored Rotel.
Yeah,
Little
if we could-
contrast for you all.
Yeah, if we could only make a silver turntable, right?
I know, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it's a nice looking system and it sounds great. It's the type of thing you can get into without a lot of money and you can still really enjoy the music. It won't be background music and it's something
Absolutely.
that you really are engaged.
And real quick, just more importantly in some regards, how are you enjoying the Gramophone event?
Oh, they're great. Well, the showrooms are beautiful. All the employees are just they're a pleasure to talk to. They love what they do. They love music, and it's a great feeling here. I really
Awesome,
enjoy
man.
it.
And we agree. We really appreciate your partnership, but more importantly, your friendship too.
Oh yeah, you guys are a great group, and it's a pleasure to be here. Really appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Well, it's a pleasure to have you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It was good to see you. Lou.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we got some more for you. It's hard to top Woody, though. He's the man. But in the meantime, check out that nice vinyl collection we got up here at Columbia. You see, at the Columbia store, we're actually known for selling a little bit more two-channel up here. So we keep an excellent stash of vinyl. That stash over there is curated by one of Gramophone's best. In fact, our longest-running employee probably knows more about hi-fi than almost anyone alive in the industry today. So come check out that vinyl collection. What do you say we check out the HiFi Rose room again? This one is cool. All right, guys, we're back in the HiFi Rose room, featuring some of the coolest stuff at the event, and also some of the most state-of-the-art stuff. And they brought a whole lot of goodies for us. How's it going, sir?
Going great. How are you doing?
Doing excellent.
Good.
So, last night we talked to you about all the incredible products you brought. We're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight for our new viewers. But
Hello,
first, let me
viewers.
ask you this. How you been enjoying the Gramophone VIP experience?
I've been loving it. Last night was a lot of fun, and we had a pretty packed house, I thought.
Yes, we did.
And it was really good to get all the customer interaction, too. That part was entertaining, I thought. So we gave some information to people, but they gave information to us, too.
Dare I say we have some very fun, very pleasant customers.
Yes, you do. You have wonderful customers, and we're delighted to be here at Gramophone.
Awesome, man. Well, we're really happy to have you, too.
Good.
We've been blown away by your products, so keep it coming. But let's talk about product. For our viewers tonight, show us what you got.
Okay, so one of the things that's actually brand new to Gramophone is this one right here. This is a product that we just first started shipping this summer. This is the RA180 integrated amplifier. And what makes it unique, I think, Luke, obviously number one, the visual. In an industry full of black boxes that all look the same, this looks really different and stands out. And there's even kind of an interesting gearing thing you can do there with the you see, as I'm turning the volume up, the gears are actually.
How cool is that? You know, guys, I do have a video review coming just on this piece, and I got to tell you, not only did it blow me away, but the sheer tactility and style of this device makes it just as fun to play with in terms of making all your adjustments, trying out the volume knob, using the remote, which automatically turns the dial, which flips the inputs. It's just so fun.
And secondly, Luke, you can see that this is not a physically big product. I mean,
No.
It's barely bigger than my hand, but this is capable of generating 400 watts per channel. So as you know, with a really good pair of speakers, you'll want to give it the quality power it deserves so that you can get what you're paid for.
And you know what surprised me about it was not only was it just 400 watts into almost any load, but speaker AB, that you could make 400 watts times 2 into separate speakers. What makes this an incredible product, at least from a dealer standpoint, and this is good for you guys when you're shopping for speakers, an exact instantaneous comparison of speakers.
That's right. So a ton of power without taking up a ton of room or shedding a ton of heat, because those two things typically go along with big powerful amplifiers.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
We're also showing a product in this one that you have sold very successfully over the
Yes,
last
we have.
6 months or so that you've been selling.
I've got 3 or 4 customers that love this thing.
Good. This is the HiFi Rose RS150B. It retails for $49.95. And rarely would you talk about a $5,000 product as though it's a great value. But when people compare the performance that they get from this high-end streamer versus some of the products that are, up to 2x, 3 times as much money, this compares very favorably. Fully balanced front to back, very quiet in terms of its power supply. And we've got the world premiere, if we can move over this
Yep,
way.
let's shuffle over here.
Not the world premiere, I guess, but anyway, the USA premiere right here at Gramophone today in October in 2022. I believe this is the only one of its kind in the country. This is the
First at
RS
Gramophone, friends.
First at Gramophone, baby. This is the RS520. It's an integrated amplifier, which has a very similar power module from this guy over here. So it's 200 watts per channel of GaN FET power, not the old silicon FETs. It sounds wonderful, but this integrated amp also has the full bore streaming package that you've seen before from HiFi Rose. So it will do Apple Music, Tidal, Qobuz, all kinds of digital management in terms of streaming. You can also, even if you want, pop in an SSD card at the bottom.
Just like on the Big Brother.
Just like on the Big Brother with your speeds. And just like on the Big Brother, you can do HDMI out. So this will play RoseTube videos with no commercials and no monthly fee. And you can enjoy all of that content that's on YouTube and really enjoy it on the beautiful 4K device that, of course, Gramophone will be happy to
Can I
sell
ask
you.
a nerdy question?
Of course.
Does that work well with many different SSDs that you've tried? Pretty friendly?
It seems to be, yes.
Good.
It doesn't seem to require any particular SSD. So
That's
yeah.
good.
Other nerd questions.
Actually, yes, because I didn't even notice this last
Okay.
night. What's that?
Okay, so this is the MoFi phono preamp. We actually have two phono preamps at $349 and $500 retail. And you know, many of the modern receivers don't come with a phono.
And which one is
preamp
this?
instant. This is the 349 version.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you really want a good quality phono preamp and you don't want to spend a ton of money, the MoFi is a great.
It looks like a solid unit. What's the differences between this and the step up?
The step-up version has a really nice sounding headphone amp and
Oh,
a
wow.
local volume control,
Okay.
so that you can literally sit and enjoy your music without.
So it serves
disturbing your
both
spouse.
purposes.
Yeah, yes,
Excellent.
it serves both purposes. You bet.
That's something I got to try a little bit more of is vinyl with headphones.
Vinyl with
Really get
headphones,
that
baby.
detail, you know?
There you go. There you go.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for showing us everything you have to offer. Guys, take it from me. The new stuff coming from Rose is going to be disruptive. And I mean that in the best way. It is incredible stuff. And there's almost nothing out there that does everything that their streaming products can do. And their new amplifiers are just setting new standards for power, clarity, and also just ease of use. So
Luke, thank you, sir.
it is.
We
Oh,
love
thank you.
Gramophone.
And we love having you.
Bingo. Thank you.
All right, guys, let's check out our next one. All right. Next, we've got our Class A Marantz at Bowers and Wilkins room. This is a pretty big setup. Good to see you, old friend.
Hey, man.
All right, guys, take a look at the high-end listening room here in the Columbia Showroom. This is actually one of my favorite rooms in Gramophone because it's a little bit larger, it's a little bit more consistent. We've got great treatments in here. This makes an excellent room to debut awesome new products, such as the 803 D4s that we've got on display here today, matched up with their perfect pairing, the Class A Delta preamp and monoblock power amps. This is an amazing system. And you know what? We need to find out a little bit more about this amazing system. So my good buddy Peter here from Sound United / Bowers and Wilkins / Marantz / Class A is here to tell us about it. So Pete, we had this system on display down in Timonium last night. Now we've brought it up here, just now featuring the 803 rather than the 801.
Yes.
Get a little diversity with the different models going here. But much like that system, this one is just as incredible, but maybe for a slightly smaller room.
Yep.
But what are your favorite aspects about this system, and why, or rather I should say, what is the secret sauce? What is that extra magic you get when you pair up a Class A amp to a Bowers speaker?
Well, first off, the thing about Bowers and Wilkins and going from the 801 to the 803 is it's trickle-down technology. So it might be a smaller speaker, but you're still getting the same benefits. You're still getting the diamond tweeter. You're still getting continuum mid-tones. You're getting smaller airfoil drivers, and you're still getting the reverse wrap cabinet. Now, as far as the question when it comes to what pairs Bowers and Wilkins with Class A so well, is that, you know, Bowers and Wilkins uses Class A products when they're testing their Bowers and Wilkins speakers. Class A uses Bowers and Wilkins products when they're testing their Class A amps.
And that's that.
So it's a perfect pairing. Marantz also uses Bowers and Wilkins products when they're testing Marantz products. So it really is just a perfect match made in heaven, and we really tune everything to be acoustically perfect and neutral, and so does Class A as well as Marantz itself.
So you have these two products designed around each other. They're a perfect marriage.
Exactly, it's a perfect,
Awesome.
it's a perfect pairing, and that's what we really. That's why we have all these companies under one roof. Is that we have perfect pairings for every speaker and every amplifier or processor that we have in our whole lineup, and so it really works out well when they all come together in an event like this. And it's just it's exciting to see and exciting to show.
Absolutely. Like this all makes for one of the singular best systems that I think any of our customers can possibly get their hands on today. But that being said, one thing I love about both these products is not only do they make a perfect pairing to each other, however, even if you go elsewhere with the amps, with the speakers, these are still flexible products that work well with so many things.
Correct, and that's the thing that we really wanted to. That's one of the things that we really want to show off is, just because you get Bowers & Wilkins does not mean you have to stay under the umbrella of Sony with Marantz or Class A, and also vice versa. Just because you get Class A doesn't mean you have to go with Bowers & Wilkins speakers. It's really all about flavor and your choice and your personal preference. And so we want to make things that fit all needs. And yes, we think that there's a perfect pairing, but if your ear is tuned to another company, by all means, use our amplifiers and use their speakers, or use their amplifiers and use our speakers, or don't use any of our products and use theirs. It's a great industry, and so everyone kind of hears differently, just like everyone tastes.
Well, that's the beauty of hi-fi. I mean, much like any hobby, you have excellent plethora of choice, and it's all about, at the end of the day, what do you like? What do you want?
Exactly.
And there's so many options out there. And now is a particularly great time to get into the hobby, because I've been seeing from you guys and from many others, but especially with stuff like this, brand new products come to be at price points that, while they might seem for some high at first, the reality is in the industry, I don't think there's ever been a period of better overall value.
No, this is a great value speaker. I mean, luckily, we do have the cool down technology, so we have something in almost every price point as well. You don't have to go with our top of the line 801. We have 700 series.
And you just dropped a new 700 series.
We just launched a new S3 series. Unfortunately, we're not showing that off today, but it is absolutely incredible. And luckily, after the last 2 years, we're able to come out and get into rooms like this, come out to Gramophone, and really listen to speakers and hear everything and kind of figure out what your taste is. So if you are just entering into this industry, you can, come into an event like this or come to a store like this and really be able to sit down and listen to your type of music, listen to what they recommend, show off the whole range of speaker, and it's an absolutely incredible experience.
Awesome, man. Well, let me ask you about this. Beyond just the product, how have you been enjoying the Gramophone VIP experience?
This is actually my first Gramophone event.
That's right. Yes, it is.
Live event in person, and it's actually been amazing. The turnout has been very, very impressive, absolutely incredible. You guys have done a great job with, getting vendor support, getting everybody in here, showing the value, and getting customers come in, not only just to listen, but to get experience and get to understand what makes each speaker or what makes each product different. And that's what really is important, especially when you're first trying to learn about this stuff. Is you come in, sometimes you're bombarded with sales and you don't know what's real, but now we're having vendors and we're having true people who work with companies being able to come out and talk, and and the fact that you guys cater it and it has some great foods and great drinks, it's a really great time.
It's been awesome, man. Well, we really are so thankful for your partnership, and then most importantly, above all else, for your friendship too.
Absolutely, and thank you for having us.
It's been our pleasure. All right, guys, we got some more for you. All right, everybody, we got the next big one for you. We're going to talk about Sony, and we're going to talk about Kaleidescape, because if you want the best home theater experience that money can possibly buy, that's where you go. And we got Hugh from Kaleidescape again. Say hi, Hugh.
Hi, Hugh. I'm Hugh Hart. I'm with Kaleidescape. We're out of Mountain View, California. We're an American-based manufacturer, primarily dealing with two types of products. So obviously, it's the hardware, but we also have a movie service that we work with 50 different movie studios and contract with them to be able to take those movies and download them into the hardware that you have. So you're getting full content, full mezzanine content. It includes, all of the lossless audio and video, as far as bringing it down into the system. Once you own it in the system, you don't have to worry about any kind of network issues as far as streaming back out. So we're capable of taking a lot more content back down to the system. I'm just, you're gonna have to come back on this one.
Gotcha. Well, I gotta say, man, with the Kaleidescape system that we got integrated here, we've got the Sony 7000 ES, we've got your Strato player,
That's right.
we've got the Trenoff processor, McIntosh amps. We often hear from our customers that this theater right here has got to be among, if not the best thing that they've ever heard. And your device is chief among all these incredible products in making sure that happens. Because nowhere else can any of our customers get truly lossless source other than having a massive physical collection, but not with this level of convenience.
No, not being able to bring all the content into one source as you indicated, and having a truly lossless source as far as being able to play back. We're elevating every component that's in this room, starting with the video and going all the way out to the audio. So it really pushes the envelope for all the rest of the equipment that's here in the system itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let me ask you a more personal question.
Okay.
How have you been enjoying the Gramophone VIP experience?
I've had a great time. Last night up in Columbia, excuse me, up in Timonium was a lot of fun, and we're just getting kicked off today. So
You feel like you had a good turnout, like good customer interaction?
Oh.
Was it worth it for you and Kaleidescape?
Absolutely. Yesterday was great, and I've already got my first prospect that walked in and is ready to do his upsell. So
All right.
we're about ready to knock that out. Hopefully,
Well, he's going to have a great time.
Oh,
He's going to have an excellent time with his Kaleidescape. Hugh, thanks so much for being here, man. We love
All
having
right,
you.
bud. See you.
All right, guys, we got a couple more. All right, guys, here are our friends from Sony.
Hello.
So we've got the Kaleidescape in there. We've got incredible electronics in there, and chief among them are that 7000 ES series projector. The 7000 ES has been mind-boggling. I have to tell guys, listen to this. Many of you know that I'm an OLED fanatic, right? It's still my favorite. However, when I saw the 7000 ES, even after seeing the Sony Raptor, the GTZ 380, the big boy, the Death Star super laser, for the first time, that is truly the first time I thought to myself, I would really, really want this in my home. Its performance is so incredible. Why is that?
Well, the 7000 is really special for a few reasons. First off, laser projector at 3200 lumens. So the benefit here is really just going to give you an insanely bright picture, but also the fact that it has an X1 Ultimate processor. And the cool thing about this processor is that for the first time, you have a processor that is dedicated to that particular projector. So there's a feature called live color enhancement. And what that does is it's going to basically saturate your colors to a point of being able to perform in a bright or a well-lit room. Let's say if you wanted to keep the lights on, you have a UFC fight, football game, a race, or anything you wanted to watch, it's going to perform very well in a decently lit room. But also, if you want to cut the lights off, the impact, like you said, with that OLED-like picture, it's almost weird that you're looking at a projector. Honestly, it is.
That's how I felt.
It is. You watch certain scenes like in Gravity or Passengers, just space-themed movies, and you're just like, I cannot believe that I'm seeing this impactful of an image at 150-inch plus size. So it's great. And the nice thing about Sony's projector lineup is that across the board, we are doing nothing but lasers. So even down at our $6,000 option with the 5000 ES, you're going to be getting not only laser, but that X1 Ultimate per projector processor as well. And then you step up to our 6000, which is our $12,000 model. That model will give you certain features like lens memory. You're going to be able to go in between aspect ratios. And then also it's going to be brighter with a little bit of a better quality lens. So overall, just great step ups in each model. And we're really happy to be able to fill the gaps over what we have had over in the past, where we might have had a customer that had to step up tremendously in order to get that impactful picture, where now you can get it across the board.
Absolutely. The new XW series, the thing that blew me away about them, I think more than anything, was it's and this is going to sound funny. Take the 7000 ES, $26,000 projector. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of money, but that performance level was over 40K last year.
That is exactly where we want to make sure that we talk the value of that 7000 is year over year. You have seen amazing performance, but not only amazing performance, getting into more affordable price points. And we really want projection to not be that out of touch, out of opportunity solution that you can use for a theater, for a living room, or anything in between.
Even the 5000 ES at its price point prior to that unit There were a couple projectors that we would suggest for folks who are shopping around that price category, but there were notable and frankly, I'm going to say it, painful compromises to
What are my
performance.
feelings? Totally understand.
But this 5000 ES comes along, and for not much more money, like barely any,
Yeah.
it just completely redefines that segment. Now it's not painful.
Right, right. And that $500 delta going from our 315 to our now 5000 ES year over year, the benefit is that you don't have to worry about changing out lamps anymore. After 2,000-3,000 hours, your picture quality goes down tremendously in a lamp-based projector. But now that price difference is basically spent on upgrading to a laser, and then you save all the money long-term on not having to replace your lamp every 2,000-3,000 hours of viewing.
Absolutely. And that's just, I'm really happy that I can offer something at a sub $10,000 price point to my clients who need to shop in that category, but I want to be able to go home that night feeling like that they got a good experience. And now I can do that.
Absolutely. And with that 5000 ES, we definitely want to make sure that, hey, the 7000 to 6000 have some great features, but don't feel like you're missing out by going with the 5000. It is, for all intents and purposes, the best projector you can buy under $10,000. And just feel free to come down and see it here at Gramophone, because it is truly, you have to see it to believe it type of deal. I can talk to you all about it all day, but get down here as fast as you guys can and come check it out in person, because it truly is a statement.
I wholeheartedly endorse that statement. Hey, man, thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Let me ask you before we go, though, have you been enjoying the VIP event?
Absolutely. To be able to have a dealer like this, I'm from Atlanta personally, and we have very slim pickings that offer the type of stuff that Gramophone here is offering. And I just want to let you guys know, having this in your backyard, come on down as fast as you can and check this stuff out, because it is really awesome from an audio and a video perspective.
Fantastic. Well, we love having you here,
Awesome.
man.
Thank
So
you so
thank
much
you.
again. I appreciate it.
We got a couple more. We'll come back around to Sonus. We're going to check out Bluesound NAD right now. Pardon me. We're going to talk to David back there in just a second.
Yeah,
But for now, guys, take a look at some of these new offerings that NAD's brought us. We've got some powered PSP monitors that look really cool. Lots of great features built into those that David told us about last night. We got the M10V2. We've got the new Power Node. Great showing here, all paired up with some really good speakers. But we'll get him to tell us all about what exactly is going on here. We're going to leave that to the expert. But for now, take a quick look at that. We've got the incredible Bowers & Wilkins 702 Signature Edition in that gorgeous Daytuck wood finish. And then sitting next to that is an equally worthy bookshelf from another English manufacturer. That's Monitor Audio. That's the Gold 100 bookshelf. And it looks gorgeous in that ebony finish. What fantastic pairings for great amplifiers.
He's got to go on. I know.
Dave, welcome back.
Thank you.
We're here for round two now at
Round two.
Columbia. Before we get into this, though, let me ask you something.
Yes.
How have you been enjoying everything?
It's a fantastic event.
Really?
Yeah, tons
You
of
think
great
so?
people, great questions. Yeah, lots of I'll call it interaction with people with some fantastic questions on what's happening.
Well, we've got some great customers, some great clients in the Gramophone
Clearly.
family. So I'm glad to hear that you've experienced that, because we love the relationships we have with those people. So tell us a little bit more about the system that we got here tonight. Similar offerings from last night, I believe the same ones.
Yep.
But for our viewers who are watching tonight who couldn't be here last night, what do we got?
So we're showing off the NAD M10.
Yeah. That's the V2, correct?
Correct, the
Yeah.
V2 with a pair of monitor audio speakers, showing how what Dirac can do to improve your room. You know,
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
that
the
feature of that
benefits
product. Yep.
Showing off the Power Node, driving a really nice pair of bookshelves as well, showing that, you know, it really is $1,000 integrated amplifier in a tiny box. Like, it's got a lot of capabilities, you know, size, you know, kind of, you know, doesn't matter in this case. You get a lot of bang for your buck. And then our new PSP Alpha IQs, which are our powered speaker with BlueOS built into it,
HDMI, optical, analog, and a photo input. Plug them in, and now you've got instant streaming right at your fingertips.
There's part of me that believes, at least for certain segments, that active is the future. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so easy. You know, like soundbar sales, a lot of people did it because it was easy.
Yes.
They don't always sound good.
Well,
Now you
there's-
can get easy and sound good and streaming built into it in a really nice pair of bookshelf speakers.
And I love seeing products like that come about because precisely what you just said, the dreaded soundbar. Not all of them are bad. There are a couple good examples.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, you all know the kind of that
Yeah.
we feel when we talk about that.
Simplicity rules, right?
Yeah.
You want a simple solution, and sometimes that's what fits the bill. So we're trying to give people more options to make it simple, easy to use, and get great quality audio at the same time.
Absolutely. And those are just so compact, yet
Yeah.
they sounded pretty dang good.
They play incredibly low. Most people think we're playing a different pair of speakers or ask where the sub is, and there isn't one.
What kind of amplification are you using in that speaker?
So it uses basically an NAD-derived hybrid amplifier.
So good stuff.
So yeah, I mean, let's say we're a big happy family between NAD, PSB, and Bluesound. So there's lots of cross-pollination of technologies and ideas. So and the engineers, same engineers that do that stuff, do the NAD stuff as well.
So with whatever NAD product that you're getting or Bluesound product that you're getting, you're not necessarily losing out on any certain level of technology,
No.
right?
No, it's we have lots of great technology that transfers over, and we never try and I'll call it cheap out in anything. We always try to give you the best quality we can for the money, right? Whether it's $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or up, we basically try and pack it full as much good technology as we can. So
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, man, we so appreciate you being
thanks
here.
for having us.
We really appreciate your partnership, and more important than that, we appreciate your friendship. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we got a couple more left to check out. Let's see if we run into anyone on the way as well.
Hi. I was watching it. I said, they must have a, steady cam or something like that. He is the steady cam.
He is a steady cam.
Yeah.
He is Captain Camera. He's the best there is.
Yeah, I thought the camera would be, what is that? It's an iPhone type.
This is a good old Galaxy S22, right, Trav?
Yeah.
Doing the trick.
And a good light, and that's it.
You enjoying the event?
I am absolutely enjoying myself.
Awesome.
After 2 years.
What are you most excited to see?
The people to talk to.
There you go. Well, that's what we're doing right now.
And I talked to Mr. Davis, and I said, you're doing a wonderful job there.
He is our fearless leader, and he is really good at getting this kind of stuff together.
It's like steamroller.
He is, in the best kind of way. A friendly steamroller. It was good catching up with you, man.
Good to see you, Luke.
Absolutely.
Good to see you, too. Good to see you, Sonus Fabrics. 24?
We'll come back to Sonus Faber in just a second here. Pardon me?
All right. Friday.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to stop by Audeze because we're good to go now. Good to see you, old friend. Hey, man, how's it going? Round two. So for our viewers tonight, can you tell us about what we've got on display here? I believe it's similar to last night, but just for everyone who's watching.
Yeah, it's similar to last night. So on the right side over here, we have bigger cheap audio with a benchmark jack 3D with our electrostatics, the carbon. It's right here. And then we also have an LCDX, courtesy of Gramophone, right here. One of our best sellers, very, very popular model. And then over here we have Versant Conductor 3, but we have our brand new MM500 right here.
And that is a really cool headphone for people who are actually audio professionals, right?
Yeah, definitely. So this is co-created with Manny Marroquin, Grammy Award winner. And this headphone is made for studio work, mastering engineers. It is fine-tuned to Larrabee Studios, Manny Marroquin Studios. So this is the thing that makes it unique. It is fine-tuned to Manny Marroquin. And it's in the neutral side, so it's one of our reference lines.
So when you just want to hear the truth, you pick up an NM500.
Exactly.
All right. And we got an LCD5 there, right?
We have the LCD5. I believe you were thinking this one yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw
Yes,
that.
I was.
Hearing some great Lord of the Rings soundtracks.
Oh, one of my favorites, of course.
Yeah, so this is our flagship LCD5. We have it hooked up here to the new Grand Tour from Gerson and Saber DAC from Matrix. And this is actually one. LCDX is my favorite headphone. This is a
Good choice.
close second. It's hard to put it down. It's just one of those headphones that you put it on, and you just kind of want to sit there and listen to it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say about this. It's just a great headphone. Well, it's starting to be my favorite.
I think it's become my favorite Audeze. It has a certain level of resolution that just really does it for me.
Exactly. If you want detail, you want to hear what's firing, that's it.
Absolutely.
Very powerful. It's 14 ohms, but it's a very powerful. I always recommend people to have an amp that power, maybe something that's about 70 ohms.
Like what we got on the table here, right?
Exactly. You're
Excellent.
gonna get the most out of it.
So how's the event been going for you? Have you been enjoying being here with Gramophone?
I do. I've been having a great time. Everyone's been wonderful. I've had so much help here. I'm here by myself, so having the Gramophone staff help me out, guide me through the.
So what you're telling me is that we're actually useful? You hear that, guys? We're useful.
Yep. Besides getting the best electronics and stuff around.
Fantastic. Well, we really appreciate you coming all the way out here. Did you come from Cali, right?
Yeah, from Southern California.
You believe that?
Yeah.
All the way to Maryland just to help us.
Exact.
Fantastic. Well, you guys are an incredible partner for us, so thank you so much for coming out.
Cheers.
Absolutely. Let's check out some more. All right. Let's go see if we can get into Sonus faber. Everybody wants to get into Sonus faber. Hey, celebrity appearance out of nowhere.
Hey.
What's going on, man? Good to see you again.
See you, Luke.
Absolutely.
How are you? Looking dapper.
Trying my best at least. And you looking dapper as always, because that Mad VR logo just stands out wherever you go. How's everything been going since CEDIA?
Oh, it's been insane. We're still recovering.
Still recovering
Yeah,
in the best kind of way,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Fantastic.
It's been wild.
Well, we are really excited to get your products integrated into the showroom, hopefully sooner than later here, because, guys, when we were at CEDIA, and we made a video about it, you probably watched right now, so be sure to check that out. We'll make sure that we post the link for that later. The Mad VR does things we've never seen any other product do when it comes to video processing. If you know what really high-end audio processors for theater, like Trenol, for example, can do, that's what they do for video. Have a problem with black bars? You don't anymore. Colors don't look quite right? Oh, they look right now. But can you tell me more about, in your words, what your product is designed to do? What's setting it apart? A little bit more of the detail, the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, well, you did such a fantastic job. I was thinking, why am I even needed?
Because you're the guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. Dynamic tone mapping. Okay, so frame by frame tone mapping is really critical to be able to dial in the contrast, maximize detail, and all the content. You also have things such as upscaling, which shouldn't be forgotten because we've got cable TV still at 1080p, plenty of stuff still on Netflix, people with Blu-ray collections still at 1080p. So being able to use AI-based upscaling to really get that extra detail, because our 1080p upscaling can be mistaken for native 4K. Native 8K. I mean, depending on how you're looking at it. We will upscale to 8K. Okay, so that's another nice feature about the product. If you have 8K.
I almost forgot about the upscaling, and that is really something worth talking about. Because, for example, there are some TVs that are okay at it, but not to the level that we saw when you did that demo for us at CEDIA. And the only other example I can think of great upscaling comes from the likes of NVIDIA, from their crazy expensive servers in the professional environment. There's nothing quite like that for home, from movie or other TV-based content. So it's just an incredible feature.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it really is pretty great. So you have the upscaling, you have things like aspect ratio control. So anyone that has a scope screen will be the first one to tell you what a pain in the butt it is to manage different aspect ratios, lens memory going in and out. Those kind of things can be really difficult to manage. So we make it so that you completely eliminate lens memory. Okay, so you're going to set the projector once to full screen, and then Envy will take care of giving constant image height, no matter what the aspect ratio is. And then the close relative to that is the nonlinear stretch handle. Okay, so you got black bars on the side, scope screen, or black bars top to the bottom. With a 16:9 screen, you can use a nonlinear stretch to stretch that out and have it look fantastic, and then not have to deal with that. And talk about taking the level of conversion to a whole nother.
Oh yeah, like get that real estate you paid for.
Yeah, because a lot of times people will say to the dealer, like, hey, I spent all this money on this big, expensive screen. And then you have wind up in a discussion about aspect ratios,
Yeah.
and they don't want to hear about that.
And they're just like, what? Like, just make it work.
Right.
And the Mad VR makes it work.
Right. So you have that working for you. At CEDIA, we were showing Maverick, and it was a 185 clip on about a 15-foot wide screen. Your black bars normally would have been about
235 screen, correct?
And yes, and so it was full screen, and no one knew. And that's the whole part, right? Like you shouldn't know you have an envy other than just being blown away by the picture quality. But you shouldn't be able to see it working. You shouldn't see the aspect ratio taking a while to adjust. That's why ours is instant. Then you get into other things like geometry control, subtitle placement, so you don't wind up with subtitles on the black bar, in the masking or on the wall. All sorts of goodies like that.
You know, one of the little subtle details that the Mad VR does. This doesn't really matter to the grand experience, but tech guys like this. Scene comes on, and just for a second, up in the top corner, it tells you what it's doing.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. And it's like, oh, that's why I need a Mad VR.
Yeah, it is nice to know and kind of verify, okay, I'm getting HDR. This
Yes.
is supposed to be an HDR. Or, wait a minute, why isn't this not HDR? And you realize, oh, I'm playing the wrong version off of the streaming service. I need to click on the HDR version.
Yes. Well, your product is awesome. We
Thanks,
can't wait
Luke.
to get it in here.
It's on
And
its way this week.
yes, it's very, very soon. So, guys, swing by the Gramophone showrooms in the next couple weeks because we got something seriously new and awesome to show you. It's the Mad VR MV processor.
Hey.
Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Great surprise. I actually did not know you were going to be here, so this was awesome.
How do you like that?
Nice sporadic thing to happen for a live
Yeah,
stream.
yeah. Thanks, Luke.
You got it, man. All right, let's go try Sonus faber. All right, team, we're slipping into Sonus faber here. We've got a gorgeous system set up. We're going to get both Evan Grimm, who's a walking legend from McIntosh and Sonus faber, to tell us about it, as well as the warrior poet of HiFi himself, Mr. Will Kline, over there on the side. Doing good, man. So while we're here, let's talk to Evan. Evan, how's it going, man?
It's going really well. I'll let Will kind of take the Sonus faber portion of this, but the cool system that we're featuring in this room this evening is the Mac 7200 receiver with the Olympica Nova 5. So just a solid, reliable, very amazing selling integrated receiver here. It's got everything that you want in a Macintosh integrated / receiver, right? The reason why we call it a receiver on this model is because of the tuner. But you get the meters, you get output auto former, you get a solid 200 watts per channel into any ohm impedance, 248. Lasts you a lifetime. It's also got a modular DAC, so you can upgrade this.
One of my favorite features, actually.
Yeah, really cool. You can upgrade this. It really, like, our products last forever. That was something that we thought of a few years back, was if we make the DAC modular, which is essentially the only thing that could become obsolete at some point, then it should last even longer and be even more of a value.
Because amps are amps. They just go and
Oh,
go and
no
go,
kidding.
provided that they're quality like Mac. But we all know how DACs can be.
Right. Yeah.
So that was a really smart move on Macintosh's part, if you ask me.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
Now let's talk more about those Olympicas, because the Mac is a gorgeous piece of electronics, but you got to have a gorgeous speaker to go along with it. So for that, we've got the legendary Will Kline. He's the Sir Lancelot of audio, the warrior poet. If there was a Bible on hi-fi, he would have written the epistles.
Thank you, Luke. Always a pleasure to be introduced by you, sir.
It's a pleasure to introduce you, sir. What do you got for me?
Olympica Nova 5, truly one of my favorite speakers on planet Earth. In terms of bang for the buck at the $18,000 price point, there's really nothing under about 25 or 30 that can really get you to where these are.
Agreed. Can we walk up there and take a look as we talk? We got to look at them.
So yeah, the great thing about the Olympica series in general is it's not terribly unaffordable. All right, we started off the Olympica series at about $7,000 and move up from there. What's great about it is it really does incorporate all of our most important philosophies and technology in terms of designing a speaker. So we've got the damped apex dome. We actually use damp shell. So where you see these beautiful aluminum trims are not trims at all. Actually, the entire top of the speaker and bottom of the speaker is solid aluminum. So by mixing the combination of these two materials together, we offset any of the resonant frequencies that any of them would have alone, and it winds up being a system that's not only more rigid, more structurally integral, but also has less of an overall resonance. Right?
So we've got real aluminum top and bottom, and then finished, of course, in real walnut.
Absolutely. So this is actually a beautiful wooden inlay on top of the aluminum damp shell. Moving on, of course, we've got our patented damped apex dome tweeter, what I believe to be the best tweeter on
the dad
planet
tweeter.
Earth. It's everybody's dad. And of course, we've got our natural fiber, a proprietary recipe for natural fiber mid-range cone. Tailor that out with essentially the best of our porting system, the constrained layer damping, multi-layer cabinet construction, brand new set of internal bracing, and of course the woofers, 3 of which are armed on this Olympica Nova 5. And we've got what I consider one of the best bang for your buck speakers in all of audio. Actually own a pair.
And you know what I love about this speaker? It is actually an incredible value. Some people hear $19,000 for a pair of speakers. I could buy a car for that. But that car will roll off the lot, plummet in value. These hold value. So not only are they just a great investment for your home in terms of being something you can enjoy for most of your life because they last forever, but the money will still remain in them should anything need to change.
Absolutely. You know, when we're building these, we've not only looked at what is going to be the best possible performance story for each one of the projects that we're working on, but how do we make it so that someone can enjoy this for the rest of their life and pass it on to their children generation after generation. So though we use lots of organic materials, we always make sure to use the right materials that will last a very long time. One of the things that we do that's fairly unique is we actually use a material called Bimax in our Spider. So the crazy thing about a Spider is, in most cases, depending on what
and that's the
material
suspension system of the woofer, correct?
Exactly. So the Spider essentially holds the driver in place against the rubber surround, right? So those two pliable forces are what are responsible for controlling the excursion of the driver. So by using a synthetic material called Bimax, which is incredibly resilient, we know that once the driver breaks in, right, we're going to slope up to that break-in pliability. It will actually maintain that pliability essentially forever. So 100 years from now, this speaker will sound exactly the same way it did when it was first broken in after about 50 or 200 hours. Right?
That is quite something.
So we really want to make sure that these things can be passed on from generation to generation and maintain their value for as long as humanly possible.
That is fantastic. I got to say, the Olympica product, when we first got this in, the Olympica Nova, that is, immediately it jumped out to me in a line of already amazing products, because I think Sonus Faber differentiates themselves from many of the competitors by every product at every price point really having something special to offer, really standing apart. But if I were to measure the entire line from the Lumina 1 to the Sonus Faber itself, this just might be, if you don't mind me saying, the best value in the line at present.
You're not going to get me to say that, but I don't mind you saying it at all. And like I mentioned, this is the speaker I own. You want to talk about the best value?
Read into that.
The best overall value in our lineup? Well, I'd probably lean toward the AIDA because I've seen what it can do compared to speakers that are $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a pair. And it not only holds its weight, it does things that none of those other speakers do. Right? So
well, I guess when we're
overall best bang for the buck, I'm still going to say the AIDA, but I would not shame anyone for telling me this is the sweet spot in our lineup.
Oh yeah, of course. What you said is completely accurate if we're talking about things $700,000, because I'd still take a pair of AIDAs.
Absolutely.
Will, you're the man.
It is my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
and
much.
Before we go, you've been having a good time. How you like the Gramophone VIP event?
You guys put together events. Obviously, they're well planned. You've got amazing people. The staff here absolutely blows me away every single time I visit. It's the most knowledgeable, setup artists. I mean, as far as being able to create solutions and walk someone through from the very, very beginning of starting a system to their ultimate dream system, I have never felt more confident about sending a customer to a place as I do sending them to Gramophone.
Gosh, that is quite the edification. So thank you so much, guys. Will is an absolute genius when it comes to audio. So if you ever see him on camera and he's trying to tell you something about how to set up your system, listen, because it's immediately going to get better.
Appreciate you, Luke.
You're the man.
Take care, brother.
All right, guys, that's about it. But let's see if we run into anybody else out here.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah.
Good to see you too. I'll catch up with you in a minute. How's it going, man? Oh gosh, we have another surprise celebrity appearance, friends.
Oh, gee.
This is another living legend, Ken Zelin from McIntosh. I like to call what Ken teaches Zelinism because it should be considered a philosophy all in itself, competitive with all the great wisdoms and traditions of the world. This one just so happens to apply to hi-fi. Ken, I want to just say, first and foremost, thank you so much for coming all the way down to hang out with us. Guys, Ken Zelin is why I know what I know about McIntosh. This is the man who has taught everything to virtually everyone in this industry about McIntosh for decades and decades. There's a program called McMasters. He teaches it, and the only reason I'm a McMaster is because of the McMaster. Ken, how are you doing here at Gramophone? Are you enjoying the event?
Oh yeah, I always like coming to these events. Gramophone's been carrying McIntosh for a long, long time.
Oh yeah.
And everyone here really knows the product. It's fun. All the customers are coming in and they all own Macintosh products. They tell me about all the different models that they've had over the years, and I get to reminisce about all the different stages they've gone through in their stereo system, and they ask me about questions about their audio system, and I get to introduce them to the new models. So it's always fun.
Awesome. What would you say in all of your history of Macintosh are some of your favorite Mac products? That said, we know that there is a Mac product for everyone, and at every price point, Mac delivers. But what is Ken Zelin's? What are some of his favorites?
Okay, the 7270 amplifier that we came out with, that was probably about 25 years ago. That was a high-power Macintosh amplifier that was less expensive than the one that had come before, and it looked great. It had gigantic meters. That was a great product. That was one of my favorites. I would have to say the 7000 CD player, the original Macintosh CD player. I remember first generation CD players used to all break. And the original Macintosh CD player, you would sell it, you could not worry about it. That thing had such good error correction. You would actually demonstrate it by taking discs that wouldn't play in other CD players. And we used to have a 1.5 millimeter drill bit and drill on the sales floor. We would take a disc that wouldn't play in other players, and we would drill holes in the disc and then put it in the Macintosh player, and it would play it from beginning to end. It was that.
That's
superior.
awesome.
And right now, one of my favorite products is the MA352 integrated amplifier.
That's been a hot one.
That is currently the best-selling product in the Macintosh line, and that's going to go down in history. That's going to be one of the collectible classics someday. That's got massive power, equalizer, phono section, headphone amp.
Best of both worlds with tube and solid state.
Tube and solid state, tube for the preamp, solid state in the amp section, and it's just the coolest looking piece. That is
The value on that thing is just nuts.
Yeah, that piece is spectacular.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's if I were going to get a piece for myself right now, I would, especially if I had a beautiful apartment and had Roche Cabral cabinet and wanted to put something on top that was something to talk about, it would be an MA352.
The 352 is a great piece, and it's been an absolute hit here at Gramophone.
Yep.
But so have many others. Hey, Ken, thanks so much for spending some time with me.
My pleasure.
You're a
Thank
legend,
you.
and thanks for making me a McMaster.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to head back outside here for a second as we begin to wrap up for the night. But before we go, there's one more person we're going to talk to. He's a Gramophone legend.
Sony Kaleidescape. Yeah. Great guy. No baby there? Fun fact, guys.
Give us just a second.
Customer of mine, 21 years. Really?
I don't know if you guys caught that, but customer of 21 years. We keep our friends around for a long time. Another celebrity appearance.
What's up? Is this live?
This is live.
Awesome.
The internet is watching you, JP.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming. Check us out. Luke's probably doing a great job as always. We got
At
some
least
great
I hope
vendors.
so.
Yeah, right. Great vendors like McIntosh, Sonus, faber. The night's beautiful. Come out, check us out.
Seriously, when you guys come to Gramophone, ask for JP because he's half the experience, right, JP?
I could be half the experience. Definitely. Thank you. That was
And
awesome.
also, I want to give a quick shout out to our wonderful team who helped put this all together and has been meeting all of our customers and welcoming them in. You guys been having a good time? Aren't our customers great? Awesome. Well, guys, we're going to get ready to wrap up with that because I've got a lot of folks here that I'm expecting and can't wait to hang out with. My clients are awesome. So I was happy to spend some time with you guys. I hope you got a great feel for what Gramophone's all about. Now I got to go spend some time with them because they make it possible for all of us. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget before you go, subscribe to the channel. We got our social media links down below. And you can rewatch this entire event again come tomorrow. We're going to have the VODs posted up and even some shorts here and there. So stay tuned. More content's coming, including reviews of some of the new stuff that you just saw here. So be seeing you.